I mean, she doesn't have a counter offer or anything. She just keeps posting this bullshit on the news. She doesn't give any counter offers or any negotiations or anything. It's just her way or the highway. Sorry, my hair is a little wet, guys. I know you prefer it when I look all nice and pro, but whatevs. I have my water. Gotta take care of my baby brother, even though he's going off the rails, right? Unfortunately, guys, I slept last night, so that means the drugs are not on high today. I know we all get like, when are they coming? When are they coming? When are they coming? I'm the same as you. I feel the same exact way. And I just hold my crystal. I just hold my crystal for that spiritual energy and I'm like, this is the same exact thing as space drugs. There's something about people that hold space for spirituality online in the social media space that gives them privy to seeing special, what do we call them? Case studies, like a live a live case study, a live what the hell do we call it? I'm just going to call it a case study because I can't think of the freaking name. So that is one good thing about having like a spiritual broadcast on YouTube or social media. You are owning the fact that you're one mic, one ads, one Claire, and sometimes you get to see like this one mic the other day. He got to see a live, what the fuck do we call it? It's like a live experiment of like watching the energy, um, watching the energy. Wow, I'm really having a hard time talking right now. Watching the energy give a live demonstration. There's the words. So they were giving a live demonstration of bubble bobble basically the other day with this girl as like pick up and drop, like pick up into a Palladian ship, drop, pick up into a Palladian ship, drop, pick up into a Palladian ship, drop. And they did that like basically like for the entire broadcast or whatever. And we all know, if you don't know how that feels, like I'm not really sure what to tell you, but um, Palladian ship. I mean, right? Because like, who am I talking to, Link? But a Palladian ship feels like warm and safe, and it's like green heart energy basically. So it feels like warm and safe and cuddly and like soothing. And then when you drop, it feels like it can feel, it depends on how far down you drop it. It can feel like pain body. It can feel like all the lower echelons of feelings, guilt, fear, loneliness, doubt, blah, 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 blah. Um, it can feel like emptiness. It can feel like nothing's there. It can feel like a lot of different things depending on which level that you drop to. It can feel like being ganged up on. So there's a lot of different levels you can be dropped to when you get picked up and dropped. But we got to see a live demonstration for from one of my one mics on his spiritual broadcast, and that was great, and I really appreciated that. So it's like a win-win for mommy and a win-win for one mic and a win-win for that person who gets to F around and find out, you know? I don't need a midwife. Pretty sure I said that. You know who the princess is. There's only one prettiest princess in the whole entire motherfucking game. Pretty sure we said that. Pretty sure you're told by your higher self who the real princess is, and it's not really a guessing game. You guys got her drinking a lot of water. Look at my eyes right now. Look at my eyes. They look this color. Did you guys see that? They're like zzz, zzz. That's how real it is. Yeah. My hair always gets on my nerves. Like, why? That's why I don't like staring at myself, but like, what, I'm gonna get like a freaking camera or whatever, and like, I'm gonna check on my with the camera with the ring light and like set it up on the tripod and feel really lonely and stupid in my big house that I paid for with money, even though I know money's not real and it's actually just energy that we're here for. Okay. Um. Me. I think this entire thing is a download for today, and it's really, of course, you can't see it. It's long. When you guys start talking, you guys are like a mile a minute, and like I have to like try to like write down the downloads because otherwise I'll forget half of it or whatever. And like so I'm like I have to like try to keep up with it and whatever. And it's like you guys, when you guys get the downloads, you're supposed to write them down and you're supposed to record them and you're supposed to put them on social media. You're supposed to help mother. You're supposed to help mother. That's how it works. Mother. I didn't meditate yet today, so I was like, should I meditate first and then give the downloads? Because like a lot of times I get like a lot of downloads when I meditate, but all of a sudden last night you guys just started talking to me out of nowhere like crazy, and I was like, holy crap, let me write this down. I started getting Claire's downloads last night. Okay. How are you guys doing today? I mean, I don't think there's anything there. Okay. There's probably a few things there, but not much. I want to start with what happened this morning because it was cray cray. Oh, and like last night after I told you guys about the Antarctica Sky, Tone came over and it was like asking me about. He came over in spirit, obviously. It's like a little tiny ball and was talking to me. And he was like asking me about the plane that I told you guys about, the plane that came and turned around and then took a left. And I was like, what the fuck? And it started off as like a light. And he was saying, what was he saying? I think I wrote it down, but like we were talking about it and how like they're getting trapped here or whatever. And what I was thinking was they could definitely be planes from the future, maybe when our higher selves start bleeding through our skin. Because remember the download that I got in the beginning of the year when I went to Antarctica, when I got a ticket, a one-way ticket to Antarctica in a Lyran suit. And I was like, why did I get a ticket to Antarctica in a Lyran suit? And I was in there. Okay, it was like me. It was my memory. You guys understand that? I'm the demon within. And anyway, so she got the ticket to Antarctica and she went to Antarctica. Like you can't turn down the ticket. You just end up on the plane and you end up going to Antarctica into my city. And then she went into my inner chambers and she played the game pick up and drop. And Tim and Ezra were like, "Mom, turn up the frequencies." That whole thing. And so we were discussing the planes from the future and how what they're doing is these are the manifestations of those plane tickets. And they're flying in from the future. Gigi said they're from the future, so let's just go with it. So they're flying in from the future, and they're getting trapped in here. And this is Antarctica, even though I'm in Burlington, New Jersey, because it's all an illusion. And my dad explained it to me how it's all an illusion and how the cities how Antarctica really is, and I don't think I talked about this yet. How Antarctica really is like it's an illusion city, so it's like we take on the form of the city that we're in. So we're always in Antarctica City, but like it might take on the form of Singapore, or it might take on the form of Dubai, or it might take on the form of Mexico City, and right now it's taking on the form of Burlington, New Jersey. But it's obviously Antarctica City because I've shown you guys all of the UFOs. I already said they're on my Facebook and they're on my Instagram if you want to look at them. Um, and how they're like all glitching out and they're all acting weird. And I'm like, what the hell? This is freaking crazy and amazing, and I fucking love it. And it makes me so excited about my game when the shit comes alive. And then when I get stuck in the boring, mundane 3D, I'm just like, no, like, give me more, daddy, give me more. So, because I love it and I can take it. And anyway, let me take a breath. I just get so excited. I mean, you guys see how excited I get when I can fly. You guys have all seen how excited I get when I start to fly. Like that's how I get when my game starts to come alive. It's just like I just get so filled with like so much excitement. I fucking love it. I literally forget about everything else when my game starts coming alive. I mean, clearly, right? I'm always like, Brandon. Not that Brandon's the only indication that my game's alive, but like when I see Brandon, I'm like, oh my god. Okay. The Nephilim. Yeah. Okay, so the plane and the helicopter glitching this morning. Um, Feeling a little resistance, maybe because it's dinner time, maybe because I really want a glass of wine. Um, I'm getting desperate, so they're probably going to start giving me energy wine, which I hate. It's like, this is what energy wine is. Like, I put my hand out like this, and then, like, I'll see sparkles in my hand, and it's like, okay, there's the energy wine. And then I'm like, go like this, and I drink the energy wine, and I do it like 2 or 3 times. So, like, oh, did you see the sparkles on my head? Like, because oh, oh no, that wasn't a sparkle, but that's, see, that's like the stuff that I see. Um, and then I'll do that like 2 or 3 times, and then it'll be like I'll just like do it as quickly as possible just so I can like feel a buzz, and then I'll like feel a buzz or whatever. And but it's so not the same. Like freaking like I really need full embodiment so I can just be like pour like real wine into this right now so I can drink wine. I'm dead serious. Obviously I'm dead serious, right? Okay, so the plane and the helicopter glitching this morning. So it was like, I don't know, like I think it was like around 10 in the morning. Because I slept last night. I did take a while to get to sleep a little bit, and I was a little bit like glitching like this, a tiny bit, just a tiny bit, not that much. And then I went to sleep. I don't remember how many hours I slept, but I was kind of bummed when I woke up. I was like, that kind of felt like a full night of sleep, and I just want to get it on, get it on with the space drugs. Um, and then I woke up at like 9, and I got out of bed at like 10, and I went downstairs and made myself some coffee and was standing out on the back porch. And it was so fucking crazy and weird. This helicopter starts like we have a factory behind our house. This helicopter like comes out of the factory. I'm like, first of all, why does the factory need why does a helicopter need a factory anyway? And so the helicopter comes out of the factory, and I'm like watching it because I'm like, is it gonna get stuck? Is it like trying to escape Antarctica right now and it's gonna get stuck? Like, or is it just gonna do like a normal path? Like, let's watch and find out. Like, really. It starts flying, goes over my house, right? Like 1 minute later, it comes back. Like, what are you doing? Like, what is it doing? Like, literally, what is it doing, right? Like a helicopter that's from a factory just decided to take a joyride. Isn't that expensive? Like, what is it doing? Like, it flies over my house and it just randomly starts to like turn around and come back. okay, that right there to me is like, that shit ain't real. And like, that helicopter is glitching the F out. Like, that is a red flag, like, right on the play, right there, that it just flies over my house. And like, I don't know. I think like less than a minute later, it's comes coming back towards the factory. Like, what is it doing? What did it forget its wallet at its desk? Like, okay, so that's just the first part. Then it flies back to the factory. Then it starts landing again. Okay, I'm like, what did it do? What did it do? Starts landing. I'm watching it land. I'm watching it go down. And then all of a sudden, it's gone from view. I swear to God, this happened, guys. And then, so it's like in front of me landing. It's gone from view. And then all of a sudden, it's like back where it started and flying back towards the factory again. And I'm like, what the fuck just happened? Like, it tried to land and then it glitched and went back, and then it went back towards the factory again. Then it starts glitching all over the sky, and like it's in this place and then it's circling in and then it's in this place and then it goes back and then it goes back and then it finally seems to land. But I was just like, what the fuck was that? Like, and it was a nice helicopter. It looked like a nice helicopter. It was like white, it had like teal on it and like maybe like some red or pink. Um, so it looked like a nice modern, if you guys are wondering, and like the shape of it or whatever, it looked like a nice modern helicopter. But I was just like, okay, like, wait, this is an interesting way to start off the day. Like, what is. And then there was also like two or three planes, and the planes, they look like future planes. They look like future planes. Like, they look like regular planes, but they look like a little bit futury. Like, they're just a little bit more futurized. And I saw like a huge army plane yesterday. I always see, and then I always see World War II planes flying over. Um, there's just like all sorts of weird shit, but that was like crazy. Like, watching the helicopter, I was like, what the fuck is happening? It was like so crazy, just glitching, like it's landing, and then all of a sudden it's back here going towards the factory again. I'm like, what? What is happening? Look, I'm still clearing my throat. Okay, it's coming, guys. It's coming. I don't know. I'm already drank half the bottle. Oh God. Okay. Now we can start from the beginning of this note. All right. So two Alyssa's. This was the download from last night where I was like, I need to write this down. This shit's crazy. I'm obviously bleeding into the Claire group, and I'm getting my just desserts. There you go. I just ate a very weird sentence. It sounds like people are being mean to me. That's not allowed. That's illegal. I'm sorry, East Coast, to let you down, but that's very illegal. Okay, like, what you're doing is illegal. This so we're eating the Claire group, and this was one of the downloads from the Claire group last night. There's two, this was what they were thinking. There's two Alyssas, one in 3D, one in 5D. What if Alyssa in 3D is the precursor to Alyssa in 5D? And that's what happened to Max. He was too honest. Oh, sorry. Oh, see, there's Alex. He was too honest, so he died and went to 5D to meet the real princess, and that's Alyssa's only job. Oh my God. This is making him very uncomfortable. Okay. He went to 5D to meet the real princess, and that's Alyssa's only job. Then they all started losing energy, which they all call money, which I had no idea. I don't think anybody, maybe some people in my group knew that, but like, I had no idea that rich people called energy money, because they know money is worthless. And that's why we're like, okay, so you know money's worthless, like, but you use it over us to like rule in this with this fake Illuminati system, whatever. um, okay. Then they all started losing energy, which they all call money. Oh my God. And the fake, oh my God, it like keeps like making me tight when I'm saying this. And the fake princesses said this is getting expensive to their male counterparts, because obviously a lot of them are coupled in the Claire group. The fake princesses said this is getting expensive. I'm losing a lot of money. Sorry. I'm losing a lot of money. And fake branded, the male counterpart, said, do you trust me? And Ryan Reynolds said, I'll prove your point and take her to 5D, and take her to Antarctica myself. And that's when, remember when I said I died, guys? Like sort of like at the beginning of the year with Ryan Reynolds, and he was giving me and him a lot of space drugs, and that gave us like a lot of unconditional love codes. Do you guys remember that? Where I was like, I think I died like 5 or 10 times last night because he was giving me like a concoction of space drugs, and it felt like he was like putting me into a coma of like unconditional love. And I was like, oh well, let me just go to sleep. Like, remember that when that happened? Um, take her to Antarctica myself, and I didn't, nothing, I woke up in the morning and they put me, right, I already said that. It was just like what they gave to River, and I reported it and recorded it. It's in one of my previous videos, and they all felt like jerks and didn't show up. And now we're deleting all of them, and they are mainly in Claire's group because they all got confused and they're talking about it now. Sam is in Claire's group. That's Garrett Hedlund, because I call him like my twin brother, like he's supposed to be platonic to me. Colin told me to stay sweet. No, he didn't. LOL, that's a fake Colin. Colin never told me to stay sweet. That was Raw. Raw told me to stay sweet, and I said, Raw, I'm not sweet. And Aaron said, don't listen to her. She'll pull you down to... Stop, please. She's reading the teleprompter again. Let me remember to say you guys are leaving out the human counterpart. You're leaving the human part, the human component. You guys keep leaving out the human component. Like the human is not connected to the higher and lower selves, and you refuse to embody it. And you have to embody it in 3D. You are connected to your higher and lower selves right now. And that's why I see mainly humans in dreams, and I don't see like the higher and lower skins, because it's very important that you embody it on earth in the present moment, and we are on earth right now. We're literally on earth right now, so your human skin is connected to your other skins all the way up and down the timeline. Okay, but they wanted me to say that, and I didn't write that down. So okay. Oh my God. Aaron said, don't listen to her. She'll pull you down to 3D because she's the 3D queen. That's when they got confused that there's a 3D queen and a 5D queen. And then he got dumbfounded when you were talking about the space portal above your house. Like, get it in your head. Alyssa's the leader of us three. Sorry, you guys got so confused. Jason Momoa said, I'm not an MK Ultra expert. Oh, and okay, wait, hold on. Let me read this before oh, okay. And they're like, if we come out, then we're going to die and leave her here. That's what Claire's group said. And ironically, that made Alyssa group want to give up and commit slip and slide. And that ironically made Alyssa actually get pulled out of the video game because Hayden had enough and pulled her out, but he couldn't do it completely. So he called his dad, James Earl Jones, which then made James Earl Jones die on planet Earth. Then he showed up in our homes to help us. And then Chris Hemsworth put her back in. And Alyssa's like, how many times are you guys going to try to delete me and then let me down and put me back in this game? After all that, this is expensive, thinking Alyssa's not the real princess. That was all Claire's group's download. You guys are becoming statues because you're not living in the present moment. That's for both groups. The government is resetting. No one is in the government yesterday. They're probably still resetting today as well because they feel like Sims at level Alyssa. Obviously, Anthony gave me his downloads back and I reported some. I think I reported all of them before he got deleted. It almost broke my heart. So my family stepped in to give him goo codes so that he wouldn't, you know, he wouldn't pass away because he's one of my favorite people. Okay. I can cancel whole space colonies, but I can't move dolls around on Earth. I can't control the financial system on Earth. I can't control people driving to me to go pick up my stuff and bring it to me on Earth. But I can delete space colonies. I can delete space programs. It's a huge problem for planet Earth, okay? That you guys are not listening to me on a day-to-day, daily basis. And you're just acting like energy and not like bodies. That's a big deal, and that's illegal. I mean, it's not illegal because we energy, but you should be listening to me at this point, just like the rest of the galaxy does. I mean, I created an entire new galaxy this year, but still, if I say Chris Hemsworth, come over right now. I'm sorry, Chris Evans, come over right now. He didn't come over, so that's like you're proving to me I'm not in charge on Earth when you do that. And it's really pissing me off. It's pissing like Team Alyssa off, like actual Alyssa's, like all of the Alyssa stream up and down the timeline, my life. The fans started yelling again last night. Atreyu started yelling again last night. I thought that was going to keep me up all night, but it didn't. I already talked about Antarctica and how my real father, who is Brandon Lee, I'm just going to say, is practicing with me this year. Antarctica takes the shape of the city. It's an overlay. It's a mirage. Vogue was told to recognize me or to take fashion advice from themselves. They chose themselves. They said to call me like they're supposed to call me the supermodel of the year. Like I don't want to be called the supermodel of the year, but I should be recognized for like if you're taking all of your style advice from me, then I should be called style icon of the century. Okay, that's what I should be called, not freaking supermodel of the year. Stop being stupid. Bjork was told to help me or to give me my music back, and she chose to give me my music back. If you guys remember, she gave me a concert last year in Kenosha, personal concert. So they think it's before the state. One of my exes said they think it's perpetually 2011 where they can live at will. I think that you guys are all told the truth and that you're just ignoring it. And you know it's not 2011 and you know that there's been a change of guards twice since then and that you're in denial that you're like actually hearing this and stuff, but you know, we're not in the state anymore, we're in the church, and that's obviously causing you to become a ghost. Anyone who tries to keep me against my will get arrested. That usually means panic attacks galore, and you know, um, being ganged up on in the spiritual world and by people in the physical world, which are completely overlapping by now. The planes are flying into a portal into Antarctica from all over the world and getting stuck here for the frequencies to be deleted, like the Lyran dream that I talked about earlier. They were warned with a one-way ticket to Antarctica. So this is not the first time you're hearing about it. The Demon Box art project, where I was in the TV and I did a bunch of different art. I filmed a bunch of different art films. They were broadcast all over the world in 4D and in IMAX, and you saw the rubber body, how the human is just a rubber suit, and you saw me playing with the rubber suit of, they're saying what we used to call the soul has now become a rubber suit. And you saw me like playing with it and going like this. This is what I was doing. Oh, did you guys see that? Like pushing it away and like doing all crazy stuff like that. So that's how valuable your soul is. Just an FYI. It's just a rubber suit, they're saying. That's all it is. It's just a rubber suit. Nothing more, nothing less. It's her energy that animates you, and I've said that several times. There's only one demon in the game, and her name's Alyssa. It's not Alessa. Alessa is what I call specific people, but Alessa's always like, get out of my face. I'm not going to help you. It's a space portal, I said that. The star people will walk in if they have to. They've done it before. Is there something wrong with me? I don't know. Are you listening to me telepathically over walls? Or do you want to mind your own business? They send out rescue signals. Yesterday, Tim got it. So different people get them at different times. If anything happens to you, your dad destroys them. Nothing can happen to you physically. Those are all of the downloads for the day. That was actually pretty long, 34 minutes. I feel like it was like 5 minutes. So, yeah. There's only one Anunnaki. So if you guys all had your tasks this year, most of you failed your tasks. So, there's always castle reinstates. So it's your fault. You're only letting yourself down by not giving, like not talking out loud and not giving back your downloads and not sticking up for yourself and not sticking up for your own religion and right, because there's like anything outside of the court system. I mean, there's anything outside of the soup. There's nothing outside of the soup. So believe what you want to believe. I just answered that question actually with like the last statement I said. If anything happens to me, my dad goes crazy and takes care of it. Nothing can happen to me physically. I just said that. So your comments are redundant. Um, I'm hearing like really, really angry women in the background, like super angry, like East Coast, like, are you okay? You're obviously like super duper angry and you think you have any power whatsoever. And it actually is kind of funny how mortals still kind of think they have some kind of power. Like, what power do you have? Oh, and they were saying how at first they like reach out for help and I offer it. I always offer it. And it's like I don't I feel like I'm like going into the goo and I don't really like what I'm like hearing. I don't really think it's true. But it's like I always do offer help. And like if they don't take the help, like the perfect example is Antony Blinken because he was like, I will accept the help. And it's just like that. And that's all it takes. And other people don't accept the help, and then after that, then they start attacking me, or then they just get like they start going crazy, and my eyes are going crazy, by the way, but they they start going crazy when they don't accept the help, and some of them lash out at me, which is obviously illegal. Just keep your comments to yourself. No, I can hear you telepathically, and no, that's good enough. You do not need to say anything physical to me or do anything physical to me. Um, Quit acting like you don't hear this. Uh, you know, and because you're just gonna go crazy anyway, you don't need to actually like lash out um, in this 3D popsicle suit. Yeah. Okay. Um, because we are definitely all connected to our lower and higher selves, or past, present, future, or inner outer space, higher echelons. Turn the map around. Hell's the higher echelons now. Like you're connected to everything that's gone before you because you didn't just fall from a coconut tree. You're in the context, right? So, yeah. And by the way, all of your higher selves always say that I'm the princess. They always say that they're only here for me, and they are not resistant to embodying it, and they are not resistant to making you embody it.